Hey, I want to jump in real quick. Somebody asked me the other day, what does the Corley Company do? Well, we do three things for nonprofits. One, we facilitate meetings, yes, like board retreats where we discuss governance and strategy with all the members of the board. Number two, advise CEOs and help them as they make decisions and implement actions to drive their mission. And then finally, we produce podcasts such as this one, but also for a number of nonprofits to help you get the word out, get your message out. So if you're interested in any of these services, please feel free to reach out to Michael at thecorleycompany.com. Now back to the podcast. On this week's episode of I-501C, the podcast for nonprofit board members. And yes, you heard me laughing because I just messed up on the introduction. This is Michael Corley. And as we enter into this holiday season, with Thanksgiving being this week, I thought I'd pause and give thanks to all of you listeners and people watching on whether it's YouTube or however Reed puts his videos out of me on LinkedIn, which I'm grateful for. So I hope everybody has a very blessed Thanksgiving this week. Here's what I want to talk about. The end of the year is coming, and it's time for every board member to pause and say, have I made a personal donation to the organization for which I sit on the board? So you nonprofit board members, you should make a personal donation each year. This isn't through your business, although that's important too, but this is a personal donation in your name, in your spouse's name, to the organization that you sit on the board. Why, you say? Why should I do that? I volunteer already. I'm making connections, and those are things you need to do as a board member. But there's really maybe three very good reasons to make a personal contribution. Number one is it shows your commitment to the organization, to the employees, to people on the outside. And if you sit on the board, it should be something you're passionate about and should be the number one organization that you fund personally. Number two, it gives you the right to ask people for money. Or it gives you the opportunity, it gives your fund development director the right to ask people for money, for donations. After all, that is their job. And it gives them the moral authority to do so, if you will. Why? Because how can they go out and ask people for money if their own board members aren't making contributions? And number three, and maybe one of the most important reasons, is a lot of funders will ask when you send in a grant application, does your board, each of your board members make a personal contribution? And it could be an opportunity to exclude your organization from receiving funds if the answer is not yes, 100%. So there you have it. As we're nearing the end of 2024, I hope you'll pause and reflect and say, have I made a contribution, a meaningful contribution to the organization for which board I'm sitting on? I need to work on that grammar. Which board I'm sitting on, and if not, let me go ahead and do that. So I hope everybody has a great and blessed Thanksgiving, and we will I-501 see you next week.